welcome to Budgeting with Intention. In today's video, we'll be going over the budget for the month of November. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. If you are returning, welcome back. It's nice to have you here. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And if you are new here, we are a family of 3 living on the east coast of Canada. So as I mentioned, today's video will be going over the November budget. I've already started by setting up the calendar with the dates and the days that our payments are coming out. And I've also started filling out our budget overview sheet, just with the different payments in the different categories. And of course, I color coordinated it to match the calendar because it's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so jumping right in. So November is an interesting month because our November rent was covered by our last paycheck in October. So that has already been paid for and we don't need to have that come out of this budget. And also our next payday, or our first payday in December, is on the 1st of December, which will cover December's rent. So we have no rent payments this month, which is kind of cool. So that is, I guess that only happens once or twice a year. So it's nice that it happens right before Christmas and that we have a little bit of extra money at the end that we can put towards holiday stuff. So we have, rent is paid for. Bank fees are $16. Internet is usually around $150, and I always round up my numbers just so that they're even, and then that gives us a few extra dollars at the end just as a buffer in case something goes up a little bit. Insurance, $280. I have to fix that, sorry. I'm not overly perfectionistic, but I do like to be able to read my own writing if possible. Childcare, $375, and then cell phones are $140. And that's it for our fixed expenses, so let's add that up. So 16 plus 150 plus 280 plus 375 and 140 gives us a total of $961 for our fixed expenses. And of course, that's a lot lower than it normally would be because our rent is not factored in. So it's kind of it's kind of nice. And now for our debt payments, our car payments are, let me just check the calendar. Yeah, we have 2 this month, so they're normally $170 each. So 170 times 2, that's $340. And then credit card, we're aiming to pay $400 on the credit card and $500 on our line of credit. So $340, $400, and $500, $1,240 altogether. And this is just a rough overview that we do at the beginning of each month. I don't know if I've done a video showing this process before, but so usually what we do is at the beginning of each month, we get out a sheet of paper or sometimes just a plain notebook. You don't need a fancy, budgeting sheet to do this, but we'll list out all of our fixed expenses and our variables, what we want to save, what we need to pay on debt repayment, what we're going to have coming in, and we just add everything up roughly to see if it matches. A lot of the times our expenses and debt payments and things are higher than our actual income, and it's nice to know that going into the month so that we can do extra things to make money, like sell things on Facebook, or I can do some freelance work, or my partner can do some odd jobs, whatever we need to do to bump up our income to cover what is going out. So as you can see here, I did put our wages and our child benefit payment in, but I haven't totaled it yet because I don't know if this is going to cover everything that we need, and we might actually need to bring in other income. So I'm just going to write that down here just in case we need it. I hope that made sense. Let me know if you do something similar or if you have any questions about this. But yeah, it's just nice to have a rough overhead view of what's going to happen this month. So yeah, so we've got our fixed expenses, our debt repayment, and now jumping over to our variable expenses. We've got speech therapy. We've got 2 of those this month. So that's $165. And then gas is, oh yeah, these ones I all have to multiply. So we've got 4 months, 4 pay period months, or what am I saying? 4 weeks in the month of November. So all of our weekly expenses will have to multiply by 4. So I've just got our weekly expenses listed here. We usually do 60 for gas, 80 for groceries, $10 for our pantry and household items per week, $10 per week for other, and then actually that should be $20 for pocket money. So all of those will get multiplied by 4 for this. So 60 times 4 is 240. And then 80 times 4, 8 times 4, 30. So 320, 10 times 4 is 40. This one is also 40, and then this is 80. Whoops, so 165 plus 240, 320, 40, and it equals 885. Okay, and then for our sinking funds and savings, we've got our TFSA, which is my partner and I's long-term savings account. Probably going to use that for retirement someday, but we just, put the money in there. We haven't touched it yet. So at some point when we take it out, there should be a nice little lump sum in there for us. That's $25 every 2 weeks. And I think, yeah, we have 2 payments this month. So that would be $50 total. And our ESP is our education fund for our son. It's also $25 every other week, so $50 total. And then car maintenance is $15 a week, which would be $60 total for the month. Okay, and that is $160. I'm impressed with my mental math this morning. I'm usually more reliant on the calculator. I think it must be because I'm doing this first thing in the morning and not at the end of the day. I'm a little bit more alert or something. I don't know. I am going to double check everything with the calculator though, just to be sure. Okay, so this is the part where we add up all the numbers and see if they match our income or if we need to bring in extra or what offset we need to account for. So our income at the moment is 37. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. Our fixed expenses, 961. And then our variable expenses are 885. And then our debt is 1240. And then our sinking funds and savings is 160. So those 4 things added together, 61, 885, 1240, 160, are 3246. Oh, I did that in the wrong spot. 3246. I'm just going to put that over here. And then our income is 37. So we actually have more than enough to cover our expenses this month, which is amazing. So let's, oh, I did that wrong. Oh my gosh, 37. I was just saying how good I was at math, wasn't I? That's what happens. Okay, $454 left over at the end of the month. So this rarely happens. Actually, this never happens to us. We are always kind of right down to dollars and cents at the end of the month. So it's nice because we don't have that rent. We're not reliant on other income to cover the difference that we would normally have to cover. So I thought this might happen, and I did talk to my partner about it, and we've decided that anything that comes in for other income, we're just going to keep in our accounts and not spend it, and then use it for January or December if we need to use it there. Also, this extra money here that we have, this $454, you know, invariably something might be a little bit over budget, so that of course would be a buffer for that. But also we still have things that we need to purchase for the holidays, so we're just going to use this as our holiday fund. We didn't start a sinking fund for our Christmas spending until recently, so we don't have any money really in our savings fund for Christmas. So that's, yeah, this will end up being our Christmas sinking fund. So yeah, that's actually more than I thought it was going to be, so I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, so that's all for today. I just wanted to share with you how we do our monthly overview, and then of course going into each week, we'll do a weekly breakdown of, you know, the individual car payment and speech payments and all the stuff that comes out this week. And then next week we'll do one for the following week, etc., etc. You've probably seen those on past videos if you've found my channel before. Yeah, but for today it was just the full month at a glance, which is kind of fun to do, especially when you have money coming in at the end that you don't have to make up for. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time and your attention. If you like this video, please let me know by liking or commenting, and yeah, please subscribe if you haven't already, if it's something that you want to see more of. And oh yeah, and if you have a channel here on YouTube, let me know, because I would love to support you as well. That's it for today. Hopefully you had a lovely November so far. I know we're a couple days into it, and yeah, hopefully you have a nice rest of November. Thank you again. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.